The One Voice Conference 2025. That is what we're going to talk about today. And welcome to the live, once again, that's the live voiceover huddle. Monday through Friday, we do it on YouTube. And we're talking about voiceover and your voiceover business and everything voiceover related. So welcome again. Glad you're here. My name is Mike Hathcote. I'm a full-time voice actor and voiceover coach. And don't forget to chime in on the chat so we can do some shout outs in a minute to find out where you're watching from. And like and subscribe and hit the notification bell and all that good stuff so you can get these updates as quickly as possible. And of course, if you want to learn more about the VoiceOver Blueprint, which is our flagship training program, there's information in the description. It is a PhD level class on going full-time in voiceover. So look forward to talking to you more about that. Okay, I just flew in last night from the One Voice Conference in Dallas, and boy, are my arms tired. Sorry. No, really though, I think a large time was had by all, and it was great to catch up with people that I had only worked with online. You know, lots of members of the Blueprint, and some of you were on who were on here every day were there, and it was great to catch up with you in person. And there was a bunch of learning, a bunch of breakout sessions, and different kinds of activities, and they had karaoke and a pool party and a disco party and the One Voice Awards and just all kinds of stuff, and lots of learning. And so the reason why I went, one of the reasons why I went, was to gather a lot of information to pass along to you guys. A lot of the stuff, because I've been doing this so long, I kind of already was aware of, but a lot of it, I'm not above learning something new. And so, I definitely learned a thing or two here and there. And so, part of what this channel is about is to pass along some of that information that I found out. So that's what I'll be doing over the next, the next few days or weeks or whatever, is pass along that information to you. The first little tidbit that I want to pass along to you was from a well-known automotive talent and demo producer named Cliff Zellman. He's been in this game for many, many years and has got a very great reputation. But one of his kind of mottos is that your demo is your promise to your client. Your demo is your promise. So what do you think that means? Well, what it means is that, well, first of all, it's the reason why your demo is so important, because your demo or demos, if you have multiples, is your promise to your client of what you can do for them. When you send someone a demo, you're telling them, hey, this is my skill set. This is what I can do for you and your business and your projects. So you have to make sure that you can back it up. A lot of these, demo, we call them demo mills, and a demo mill is basically one of these outfits that, says, come to our weekend seminar and you'll get a demo at the end and you'll go out and make your fortune in voiceover. And don't fall for that. Your demo is your calling card. It is, once again, it's your promise to your client of what you can do for them. And so don't skimp. Don't skimp on it. Don't trust it to just, anybody out there to get your demo done. You need to make sure that not only does your demo sound great, but do you have the skill set to back it up day in and day out after the fact? Because you're not always going to have that producer, that demo producer, sitting on your shoulder, coaching you through every job you get. So you need to have your skill set in place before you record your demo, so that when you do get your demo and you start going out and doing your, direct marketing and all that, if you get work based on the strength of that demo, you should be able to deliver what's, the same thing that's on that demo, performance-wise. Most of the time, you're not going to need to do any of the production as far as music and sound effects and, all that kind of stuff on the demo. I mean, you might here and there, which, by the way, you can charge extra for. If someone is needing extra music or whatever on or on their project, you can charge more for that. But most of the time, you're just delivering the performance, and they're going to put all the bells and whistles on later. So make sure your skill set is on point so that when you do get hired, based on the strength of your demo, you can deliver the heat every time you get a job on that. So your demo is your promise, courtesy of Cliff Zellman. Okay, let's see what everybody's talking about today. Hey, Solette, howdy from Newark, Delaware. Newark, Delaware. Can you tell I've been out of the booth for the last 5 days? And there's Sean from Longview. Welcome back, Mike. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And there's John from Denver. Hey, David from Hamilton, Ontario. And Jason from Kearney, Nebraska. Hey, there's Scotty from Brookings, South Dakota. And Callie from Pasco, Washington. Hey, Tim from Altoona. And Dennis from Grant Park, Illinois. Hey, Sally from Plano, Texas. Sally was one that I was able to meet in person at the conference, so good to see you back on here, Sally. It's great hanging with you. And there's Sarah. I also hung with her a little bit, too. Sarah's in the VoiceOver Blueprint. She's living in Kentucky, but she came to Dallas to hang out a little bit and get some learning on. So good to hang with you, Sarah. And hey, Kirk from Greenville, South Carolina. Hey, Joseph from Horizon City, Texas. Texas is in the house. And there's Nephi from Knoxville, Tennessee. And Nancy in Yankton, South Dakota. There's Grady from Brownsville, Texas. And Andrew from Latvia. Good to see you. Sally says, sorry I didn't get to say goodbye yesterday. One Voice was great, was a treat. Yes, there were so many people, and it was just such a, I didn't go to any of the sessions yesterday because I went to the airport a little earlier. And so, no problem. I knew that it was going to be hard for everybody to touch base before we left, but it was awesome getting to see you. There's Tracy from Rochester, Minnesota. Yes, we do have to meet sometime, Tracy. Maybe the next conference we can do that. Maria says hi from Rhode Island, and there's Joshua. Good afternoon from Ella J. Bought your audiobook. Great information. Thank you. Appreciate that. There's Kate. Hi from Marietta, Georgia, and Joy from Southfield, Michigan. Hey, Theo. Happy Monday to all from downtown Chicago. It's good to see you back. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hopefully the last couple of sessions that were pre-recorded, you got a little nugget of information about, on those two things since I wasn't here live. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys had something to check out in the morning or afternoon. There's Cool Keith checking in from Raleigh. And Jay, good afternoon. Great to meet you at One Voice. Oh, that's right, Jay. I forgot. Yeah, good to see you too. And there's Matt. Happy Monday here in Central Connecticut. And there's Terry from Fallston, Maryland. Welcome back. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate that, sir. And there's Police Commander Z3 from Atlanta. Good to see you. And Matt says, I've finished my booth and my gear is set up. Awesome. You got that new booth smell. So now it's time to get busy. Just make sure that now that your booth is built, you reach out to an audio engineer to get it all, dialed in and make sure that your sound is top quality. Don't just start recording and not knowing whether or not your booth sounds good yet. So make sure you do that first before you start doing any auditions or any jobs. Reading Time with Poppy says, good morning from Utah. And there's Lynette. Welcome back from Sparks, Nevada. Thank you, Lynette. There's, is it Lisan? Lisan from Australia. Do I need a DIY demo to audition on P2P sites? No, you need a pro demo to audition on pay-to-play sites. Do not use a DIY demo on pay-to-play. Pay-to-play is strictly for pro quality demos, and make sure that not only do you have pro quality demos, but that you have good auditioning skills and experience. Pay-to-plays are not for beginners. a lot of people think that that's the easiest way to get auditions, and technically it is the easiest way to get auditions, because all you got to do is put in your credit card at whatever level you want to pay at, and you'll start getting auditions. But what I've seen the thing that happens most of the time is people who are new, they get on a pay-to-play, and they audition. 200-300 auditions later, they haven't landed anything because they either A, don't have good demos, or B, don't have good auditioning skills, or maybe C, they can't get the auditions in quickly, which is key on pay-to-plays. So stay off of pay-to-plays if you're new. If you're going to use a DIY audition, then those are going to be, DIY demo, those are going to be for places like Fiverr, Upwork, kind of that first tier work. And then you can start to go beyond that and hopefully, get a pro demo or demos and start working your way kind of up the ladder, and then getting on pay-to-plays and start doing direct marketing and all that. So, long-winded answer to your question, so sorry about that. Callie says, can't wait to start attending the conferences. Sounds like so much fun, great learning, and I love to network. That's what they're all about. I couldn't even tell you how many breakout sessions, there were on all kinds of different topics. Everything from AI to, performance, marketing, website stuff, mindset stuff. There's just so much to absorb. You really can't attend every session because there are some going at the same time, so you have to kind of pick and choose the ones that kind of fit your needs. But it was great. It was a great conference. Keith said, I'd love to attend one of these VO conferences and glean some info. You should. The next major one coming up is going to be in March, and that's the big one. That's like the granddaddy of them all, which is VO Atlanta, held in Atlanta. So those of you in Georgia, hopefully can maybe come to that. But, anybody else for that matter. Sarah says, plan to watch your huddles from last Thursday and Friday since I was at the One Voice conference. Yeah. I just pre-recorded a couple of quickies just to have something for people to watch. So they're up there. Matt says, absolutely. Alex is on my to-do list. Awesome. Just to get his booth dialed in. So that's great. Sally says, luckily, those of us who were at OVC can watch replays of any sessions we couldn't attend, part of the price of the contract. That's a good point, Sally. That's true. Yeah. They record every single session. And so the people who've paid to be at the session or to be at the conference, you have access to the recordings of the sessions that you weren't in live. So you get to watch everything, but you just can't attend to every one of them, live. So that's a good point, though. Becky says, hey, Mike, so what was one takeaway you got from the conference, and how are you going to apply it? I think that's what you meant. Put me on the spot. I've got my iPad full of notes here, but I'm not going to open them up. Here, wait, let's see if I can find something that just jumps out at me. Oh, let's see. I'm sorry. Other than that promise, that demo is your promise. And one of these things, a lot of these things I'm going to actually pass along to you guys over the next few weeks. But, gosh, hang on. There's the promise. Oh, okay. Here's something interesting. There were a couple of different things talking about AI, and I attended both of those. And one of the things that, first of all, I've always said to not be scared of AI, because there is really only so much that AI can do as far as voiceovers go. And one of the people who spoke was used to be the chief, what was it? The chief, I can't remember what her actual title was, but it was like the chief AI voice person for Google, So she knows, if anybody in the world knows what she's talking about, it's her. Her name was Monica. I can't remember her last name. It was hard to pronounce. But anyway, she was talking about how AI, even at this late stage in the game, AI can really only replicate about 5 aspects of the human voice. And there are something like, 200 that they have to map. And so it can only do like 5. And they can't foresee any other way to map the rest. And so it's going to be hard for them to do that. So AI can only get so good at this point. So that was just kind of another affirmation to not be scared of AI, because it's only going to get so good, and then it's just going to hit a wall, and it may have already done that. So that was kind of a cool tidbit that I found. So anyway, there's a lot more here, and I'm going to talk about it over the next little bit. But anyway, Josh says, I reached out to Lenny B from YouTube. He did a great job on a voice sample. I need to follow up, and he said he'll provide me a custom rack for Adobe Audition. Thoughts? Go for it. I don't know who that is, but if they've got a good reputation and know what they're doing, go for it. All right. Well, I've got a lot of catching up to do because I haven't been able to actually do any recording work since Wednesday. So I've got a lot of people who sent me work while I was gone that I need to catch up with. A lot of people actually take their mobile rig to these conferences and, record in their little blanket fort in their room. I didn't want to do that this time. I was just like, you know what, this will be a nice way to unplug, and just focus on being there, and not have to stress about doing recording and stuff. So didn't take anything equipment-wise this time, but that means I've got a lot of catching up. So that's what I'm going to do today. All right. Thank you all again for being here. I'll see you back here tomorrow. And like I said, over the next few weeks or whatever, I'll be maybe doing a little drip of some of the information that I found useful at the conference. And until tomorrow, break a lip. See you later.